Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's head outside and take a look outside our very windy weather window today. As advertised, boy, it was a breezy one out there today. Plenty of sunshine and temperatures were once again above normal, but that wind, it changed everything out there this afternoon. Made it feel even chilly if you weren't directly in the sunshine, but it made for a beautiful shot today with those blue skies as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our cross camera up on Wenatchee Heights. Not bad as we head through the rest of our work week and into Friday. High temperatures, well, at least for us in the upper 50s. We could see some breezy winds in parts of our viewing area, but for the most part, it's going to be relatively quiet here. Maybe a scattered shower on Friday, but once again, temperatures about normal. But we have a monster storm moving in on us late Sunday and into Monday. It's going to be even windier than today. We could see wind speeds steady between 30 and 40 miles an hour on Monday, with a good chance for some rain showers. And I'll tell you more about that coming up a little bit later on. Now, a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. The U.S. Marshals Service is now assisting Quincy police in the search for a suspect in the shooting death last week of an 18-year-old Quincy High School student. Positive trends in Washington's COVID-19 infections continue. We'll have the latest from the Department of Health. And a newly elected Eastmont School Board member resigned from the board shortly before its Monday meeting, and applicants are already offering to replace her. But first, our top story tonight. An East Wenatchee man is charged with vehicular assault in a January head-on crash on Highway 28. Yesterday, Douglas County prosecutors filed one count of vehicular assault and one count of DUI against 21-year-old Jamie Ramirez Pacheco. The Washington State Patrol says Ramirez had recently used marijuana when his Ford Focus crossed the center line on January 21st and crashed into an oncoming Pontiac Bonneville 2 miles south of East Wenatchee. Ramirez received a broken wrist and ankle. The Bonneville driver, Michelango Castillo Negrete, suffered several internal injuries. No court date has been set for trial. The U.S. Marshals Service is now assisting Quincy police in the search for a suspect in the shooting death last week of an 18-year-old Quincy High School student. The Quincy Police Department said today the Marshals Service is also offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to the location and arrest of 18-year-old Horacio Morales Perez. Perez is suspected of killing 18-year-old Carlos Diaz Guerrero Jr. of Quincy late last Wednesday night near Ancient Lakes Elementary. Quincy police said Guerrero was killed by a single shot fired from a vehicle. Perez is described as 5 feet 9 inches tall and about 175 pounds. Anyone with information is asked to contact Detective Jaslyn Silva at 509-787-4718. Positive trends in Washington's COVID-19 infections continue. The State Department of Health says the news is good, but COVID remains present, including the BA2 variant, and steps like masking, vaccination, and booster shots remain important.
As of March 23rd, the subvariant BA2 accounts for 51% of sequenced specimens in Washington state. And nationally, the CDC is reporting that BA2 is about 55% of sequenced specimens. While BA2 appears to be slightly more transmissible than BA1, we do not believe it is more severe from a clinical standpoint. And we are also looking at not just the percent of cases that are a particular variant or subvariant, but also how that fits into our broader disease trends. Both hospitalizations and new cases in Washington state are continuing downward, and those declines have slowed down, but they are very low. They're similar to our summer 2021 lows. And deaths, daily deaths in Washington state are again, finally in the single digits. Currently, only 6% of hospital beds are occupied by COVID-19 patients. So these trends together are reason to be cautious, in terms of that presence of BA2, and also reasons to be hopeful because disease is low in our state.
Previously, we would see declines and then we would see a surge. We're hopeful that we do not see a surge and that we continue to see declines and that COVID-19 fades into the horizon. But this is also a time to at least remember that we need to have those tools available and make sure that we and our families and those around us are prepared. And so we will ask folks at this time to continue to remember to use masks when it's appropriate, to keep your masks around. Don't just throw them away or say, I'm never going to use these. Also, we're asking folks to make sure that they have test kits on hand as well. And then certainly the main message that we have said throughout is staying up to date on your vaccinations and your boosters. And that is really critical.
A newly elected Eastmont School Board member resigned from the board shortly before its Monday meeting, and applicants are already offering to replace her. Joy Daw of East Wenatchee submitted her letter of resignation Monday afternoon, saying she and her family will soon move out of state. She served just 3 months on the board. Daw formerly worked as a registered nurse at Confluence Health. She said her refusal to comply with COVID vaccination requirements put in place by Confluence and the state of Washington led to her termination. Daw beat fellow candidate John Stewart Jr. in last November's election with 50.6% of the vote. Stewart said today he's reached out to the school board about the possibility of being appointed to the seat. The board must interview applicants and appoint a successor within 90 days. Well, when we come back, Congressman Dan Newhouse managed to deliver about $12 million worth of federal funding this year for designated community projects around the 4th District. Elementary school students in Chelan had an opportunity to give an in-person thanks to first responders yesterday. And accomplished local women will talk about the trailblazers who inspired them in honor of Women's History Month. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
The 2022 Grant County Fair is excited to announce country supergroup Lone Star. They'll be playing at the fairgrounds Thursday, August 18th. Friday, August 19th, it's Cameron Marlowe. And on Wednesday, August 17th, it's the tribute bands Jukebox Heroes, Barracuda, and Stone in Love. 3 of the premier tribute bands on the West Coast. VIP tickets go on sale March 11th. The Grant County Fair, August 16th through the 20th.
Welcome back. In another news, Congressman Dan Newhouse managed to deliver about $12 million worth of federal funding this year for designated community projects around the 4th District. That includes almost $2.5 million for a new health center at Wenatchee Valley College at Omak. Now Newhouse is asking for public input on similar projects for the next fiscal year. Government entities and nonprofits are eligible for the funding once it's appropriated by Congress. All project proposals are reviewed by a work group before coming to Newhouse for inclusion in spending bills. Applicants have until April 11th to submit their wish lists. Elementary school students in Chelan had an opportunity to give an in-person thanks to first responders yesterday. Morgan Owings Elementary School invited firefighters, EMTs, law enforcement officers, and other first responders for lunch and then expressed their gratitude with words, cards, and posters of thanks. The school said the turnout was so great they hope to make the appreciation lunch an annual event. Women's History Month draws to a close this week. All through March, NCW Libraries has been asking accomplished local women to talk about the trailblazers who inspired them. This week, Dr. Bindu Nayak with Confluence Health discusses the first woman to receive a medical degree in the United States.
As we approach the end of Women's History Month, we continue to recognize all of the great progress women have made through the years, the many firsts, and so many glass ceilings that have been broken. One trailblazing woman from history was Elizabeth Blackwell, the first woman in America to receive a medical degree in 1849. She worked with the poor to fight social injustice with healthcare by opening the New York Infirmary for Indigent Women and Children in 1857. She went on to found the Women's Medical College, the New York Infirmary in 1868, and the London School of Medicine for Women around 1874. She was an inspiration to many women, and she made it possible for many women to become doctors. It's so exciting that we have seen so many firsts happening in the U.S. I'm inspired by Vice President Kamala Harris, the first female vice president, and the first South Asian and Black vice president. It means a lot to me to see someone with a similar background as I have accomplish so much. There are many more glass ceilings to be broken. As we approach the close of Women's History Month, I look forward to many more firsts for women. There is so much more history to be made.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? By offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The annual walk to raise money for the fight against multiple sclerosis returns April 9th, beginning at the picnic shelter at Walla Walla Point Park in Wenatchee. In tonight's feature story, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz talked with Pat Quinn Williams, one of the longtime organizers, about how people can participate in the walk and donate to the cause.
walkms.org. You can sign up your team and start sending out donations. And again this year, because of COVID and everything, the last 2 years, they've extended the deadline, and you have till September 30th to turn in money.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So walkms.org, and if you go to the main page and you go find Walk Near Me, and then the map shows up, you just click on Wenatchee,
Yep.
and then Wenatchee's subpage comes up, and it has all the information on fundraising. It has the map, it has the times, it has all the things that you need to know, kid-friendly, can I bring a dog? Any question you may have, it's right there. It's very well done, and it's it's your point and click, and you got the info.
And the thing that's different this year is we've had it at 1 o'clock for so many years. This year it's 10 a.m. So you're going to have to get up early, get down here like 8:30 to 9, get signed in, run it, have everybody. We will have teams that will have tents to set up, and those are the top fundraisers. And
including our very own Candy Johnson, a good friend of
Yes.
ours, who is number one. Her team
She
is
is.
leading the way. Yeah.
She is doing well. I'm number 2 though this year. I'm still waiting for
little rivalry between the two.
Yeah. So if I sent you a note, please send in your money.
Pat, what did you do to MS Walkwise for the last couple of years when it wasn't here at Walla Walla Point Bar? What were you doing?
In 2020, when they first had it, a couple people from my team, we all lived in East Wenatchee, we just went down to the trail that day and walked a few miles and did that. And last year, I got members from my team, and Candy and a couple people from her team came, and we just did the walk, and then we had a little picnic afterwards.
But this year it's back to the whole
Back
9
to-
yards,
yep.
the tents, the banners. everybody will be wearing hopefully their matching shirts and all that good stuff. So it's just like it was in 2019, the last time it was full bore.
Back down here at Walla Walla Park. We don't have to worry about the marathon this year because it is on the 9th, the last day of spring break. But please, if you're in town, please come.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Boy, we talked about wind last night, and it sure happened today as predicted. It was a windy one all over North Central Washington. So windy, you can actually see the ripples in the Columbia River as we look down from our Sky-Fi tower camera up on Wenatchee Heights. Lots of blue sky out there today, though, and temperatures did climb once again above where we should be for this time of year. Normal high, as you can see here, is 57 degrees, 63 this afternoon. So wasn't bad temperature-wise, but boy, that wind changed everything, didn't it? 73, our record high, and that was set back in 2003. Warm start to our day at 45. That's 8 degrees above where we should be for overnight lows at 37. Our record low back in 1987 at 28 degrees. Sunrise this morning was 6:43, and the sun sets for us tonight at 7:28. Taking a peek at Thursday's temperatures, they will drop a little bit, but as I mentioned yesterday during the newscast, we're just dropping actually back to normal. In fact, tomorrow, even still a little bit above normal. 60s for Moses Lake and Ephrata. We'll see about 59 in Quincy, a little cooler over in Ellensburg at 56, 58 for us in Wenatchee, 56 in Leavenworth, and 57 degrees. Your high temperature tomorrow in the Entiat area. Taking a look at tonight now, we'll see mostly clear skies. Here's our ridge of high pressure, low pressure here, high pressure here. Boy, these isobars very tightly packed pressure gradients, and that's what kicked up that wind. Mostly cloudy, still a little bit breezy tonight. For Thursday, less wind, still about 5 to 10 miles an hour, mostly sunny, just a tad cooler as we just talked about. High temperatures in the upper 50s. For Friday, April 1st, it will be kind of a spring April 1st kind of day. Mostly cloudy. We could see right here some isolated showers late in the day. Weather Service not talking about it much yet. Going to put it in there just in case on Friday. For Saturday, sunny skies. We will enjoy seasonal high temperatures with readings generally in the upper 50s for Saturday. Sunday, things begin to change, and in a big way because of this area of low pressure. That will bring us some clouds during the day. Not so much rain during the day, but as we make our way into the evening hours, a 30% chance of rain with highs in the mid to upper 50s. And Monday, look out. This is a morning commute time, and this is strong wind. And look what happens. It moves all across the Pacific Northwest. 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts are possible. Rain is likely, especially in the morning. Going to be an ugly day on Monday with highs in the low 50s. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies, still a bit breezy, and still about a 30% chance that some of those showers will spill over the Cascades into our area with high temperatures on Tuesday, still kind of chilly into the low 50s. Taking a look now at your 7-day forecast. Overnight tonight, back more now to where we should be for this time of year. 36 overnight. 58, mostly sunny tomorrow. Maybe a stray sprinkle or two on Friday. 57 degrees our high. Sunny on Saturday and 58. And then our weather really begins to change late in the day on Sunday. A 30% chance of evening showers. That will continue overnight. And then Monday, it's going to be an ugly one. Cloudy skies. High winds are possible on Monday. Rain is likely in 53. And as we get you into Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies. A 30% chance of rain with a high then of 52. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. Washington State was outmatched in its NIT semifinal game last night with Texas A&M. Aggies go on for a 72-56 victory. The Cougars got off to a decent start thanks to the sharp shooting of Tyrell Roberts, but Texas A&M took it to Washington State's defense, scoring most of their points in the paint.
Bamba's in the corner. He was calling for it. Good close out by Bamba! Williams pounded. Throws it away. Flowers now has it. Roberts, he'll load, and they needed that. Huh?
He set that whole play up.
Roberts, back-to-back threes.
Wings out high. Remember what we talked about. Get it to the middle right there.
Quick hand, stays with the Aggies. Look at that pass inside. Henry Coleman.
It's that zone. Play through the middle or the baseline right there.
Nice dump off. There it is. Finds Coleman, another jam. Inside, Coleman saves it. Bradford back to Coleman off the glass. Aggies right now, and they're going to settle things down. Bradford, spin cycle, hanging. Jackson skying high. Look at it, Texas A&M. They're not slowing down.
Yeah, you kind of get the trend there. WSU coach Kyle Smith says the Cougars were never able to get in sync offensively, and defensively, they just couldn't keep up with the onslaught by the Aggies.
First of all, really thankful. Our guys, no reason to hang our heads, but tonight we ran into a better team. They're a better team tonight. They've been playing great. I think they won 11 out of 12 or something like that. And it was difficult for us to simulate with it. We haven't really played anyone like them this year, but it was good for us moving forward. Sorry for our seniors that, the run ended. Not many teams get to end on a win. I was fortunate enough to have done it once. That's great. But those emotions and stuff. But Texas A&M just got to give a hat tip. Sometimes they forced us into some bad situations. They capitalized, and they were just quicker to the ball, loose balls, and a lot of the areas that we pride ourselves on. They were the better team tonight.
Texas A&M will go on to face Xavier for the NIT Championship Friday as the Musketeers advance with an 84-77 win over St. Bonaventure. Well, the Seattle Kraken are back on the ice tonight at Climate Pledge Arena. The Vegas Golden Knights are in town for a 7 o'clock game on TNT. Vegas currently fourth in the Pacific Division at 36-28-4. That's 12 points back of first place Calgary. Seattle comes into tonight's game at 21-39-6. Well, the Seattle Mariners starter Logan Gilbert got roughed up by Kansas City and an 11-4 loss to the Royals yesterday. Gilbert pitched 3 2/3, allowed 5 runs, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. The blow that took him out of the game came at the top of the 4th.
First and second, 2 down. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, fly ball, hit pretty well to center. Kelnick going back, looking up, and that ball's going to be off the fence. Here comes Dozier to score. Mondesi flying around third. He'll score. It's another double to deep center. This one drives in 2. And they're going to say it got over the yellow line and came back onto the field. So now they're saying home run. So Kyle stopped at second. But then they said, go ahead, come around to score. And it is a 3-run homer. So it got over that yellow line. They have the very high batter's eye, which is dark also right behind that fence.
Seattle finally got on the board with the help of Steven Sousa Jr. in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Big fly, left center field, deep, big carry, and Steven Sousa Jr. with another home run. He hit a grand slam last week, and he gives this one a ride. He cut through the wind that's blowing out hard.
Seattle was on the road in Mesa, Arizona to take on the Cubs today. We'll have the results tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Well, Moses Lake scored in double digits for the 4th game in a row, downing Eastmont yesterday 12-1. Yeah, that was a good game for Moses Lake. Carson Janke dominant on the mound in 3 innings. For the Chiefs, allowed no runs, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. Meanwhile, offensively, Zane Harden had a big day at the plate. Went 3 for 4 with a run and 4 RBIs. I was alongside Grant Olson with a call here on the NCWLIFE channel.
The 1-0 pitch to Harden after a look out at second is swung on a fly ball over the second baseman's head, and this is going to score a run. The center fielder, Richards, comes up with the ball, and staying at first will be Zane Harden on an RBI single. And our first run of the ball game is by the visitors. Moses Lake up 1-0. That's our score to this point, 1-0. Pitch here swung on and a fly ball ripped to right field, going to get down in front of Colin Babst. and they're going to bring the runner home. The throw home relay is not in time. Meanwhile, down to third on the throw goes Avery Passy. So another run will score and give an RBI to Seth Olson, and that ball was smoked.
Boy, it really was. You can't hit it much harder than that.
1-1 to count to Hardin. Base is jammed, no place to put him. And the pitch by Mouse is swung on and grounded through. It's going to get in for 1 run and maybe 2. It'll be 2 for sure. Here comes the throw home. It's cut off, and they still throw all the way home on the relay. And that was well behind the runner. 2-run score on the base hit by Hardin. It's now 4-0. With Richards at third. The pitch here swung on and grounded to the left side of the infield. Over to field it. Oh, it goes right through the wickets of the shortstop, and a run's going to score, and Eastmont is on the board. 2-0 pitch swung on and again hit to left center field. It's going to get on for a base hit, and that's going to score another run. As the left fielder, finally, Kellen Leonard will dig it out, but not before a double for Zane Hardin. So back-to-back doubles for Moses Lake and give an RBI to Hardin. How about 4 ribbies on the day?
What a day.
Cooper Richards scored Eastmont's only run in the contest. Wildcats travel to Moses Lake to take on the Chiefs Friday in a twin bill. Other baseball action yesterday. Wenatchee scored 6 runs in the first inning, held on for an 8-7 win over Sunnyside. Freda had no trouble with Wenatchee's Valley marking an 8-0 victory. Cashmere scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th and walked off against Zilla 16-15. Chelan clobbered Cascade 17-1. It was Quincy over Omak, and Brewster blanked Lake Roosevelt. Turning to the girls' side, fast pitch yesterday. Sunnyside got a touchdown and 2-point conversion to beat Wenatchee 28-20. Yes, that's softball, gang. East Valley, by the way, that was the first win in history for Sunnyside over Wenatchee in softball. East Valley of Yakima swept a doubleheader from Ephrata, 7-4 and 14-10. Omak took 2 from Quincy, 11-10 and 17-3. Cascades' Renee Lambert tossed a complete game 4-hit shutout. Kodiak's topped Cashmere 3-zip. Okanagan blanked Liberty Bell 16-0. Turning to boys soccer, Eastmont traveled to Sunnyside, posted a 2-1 win in Big 9 play. Tyrell Malcolm and Edgar Leon found the back of the net for the Wildcats. Wenatchee won its home opener in Big 9 play last night in the Apple Bowl, 8-0 over West Valley. Tyler Wisen had a hat trick. Marcos Bravo scored 2 goals. Set Mingus earned the 3rd shutout of the season. Just a quick note before we get the rest of the scores, we'll have Eastmont and Wenatchee Friday here on the NCWLIFE channel. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen will have the call from Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl at 7 o'clock. All right, back to the scores, continuing with the Les Schwab scoreboard. Davis topped Moses Lake 4-2. East Valley down Ephrata 2-1. Turning to the smaller schools, Toppenish topped Quincy 1-0. Cascade down Cashmere in a shootout 1-0. Bridgeport blanked Okanagan 5-0. Manson tripped Tenasket 4-3, and Brewster beat Paterias by a final of 6-1. That's sports. Grant, back to you.
Thank you so much, Eric. And as we leave you tonight, it probably won't be open for another 4 to 6 weeks, but crews began clearing the North Cascade Scenic Highway this week. Work on opening the Highway 2 pass started Monday, March 28th. That's ahead of last year when plows started attacking the snowy roadway on April 5th. The Washington State Department of Transportation regularly updates its progress on reopening the pass and holds a celebration when the first vehicles are allowed through. Last year, that opening came on May 5th. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. You see behind me, that is our Chelan camera, our Lower Butte camera, as we look out over beautiful Lake Chelan. That has nothing to do with tomorrow's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. But join me tomorrow. We'll have your weather forecast. We'll have your latest sports, your latest news, and everything you need to start your day. We're very proud to be live and local, and your local morning Get Up and Go show is this show. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I expect to see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. live right here from this very studio, Studio 8. In downtown Wenatchee. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
Be sure to tune in each weeknight for sports during the NCWLIFE Evening News. If it's the Mariners, the Seahawks, or any of our local teams, I'll be sure to cover the latest right here on the NCWLIFE channel.